Aryaana with ACE in San Francisco right now for the Global Climate Action Summit. And I'm here with Tianna from the California Allegory Youth Fellowship. Hi, Tianna.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
How
I'm
are
so
you
grateful to
doing?
be here. I'm good. I'm happy to be here.
Okay, so I hear that you work with youth all the time, and I just want to know what engaged you to work with young people and work as a young person.
Yeah. So I would say it started when I was like really young. I was 8 when I went to my first protest. My mom took me. And since that age, I had like this understanding of how much wisdom our elders have in our communities and how much insight and love comes from our elders and like how important it is for us to be out there advocating for our communities and advocating for ourselves. So I would say I definitely give my credit for like the spaces I'm in and where I'm at to my elders who taught me and to the other youth who came alongside and helped me get into this work.
So I'm a young person that's also passionate about working with youth and as a young person in the climate justice movement. What specific message would you have for young people around the world to inspire them in making this role a reality for them as well?
I believe in a future where communities are thriving, families are whole, people can live in whatever relationship they want to be in, they can eat whatever food they want to eat. We are existing off of plants, we are spending more time in community, and I think the way that we're going to get there is by having more sustainable social entrepreneurship focused businesses that are focused on profit but are putting the profit back to the community and giving the power to the people. So what I envision is a future where we see youth creating their own companies in their communities, we see youth protesting and organizing larger corporations and letting them know like, hey, we love what you do, but like not, because you're killing our communities. So like stop doing unjust things, just transitions and like sustainable solutions and like full circular systems that don't extract and don't oppress. So I envision youth being the powerhouse that come. Yes, we have a lot to work on. The people that came before us, I'm only 24 years old, and to know what was happening when I was not even conceived and when I was a child is insane. And so I know that I'm spending so much time connecting with youth so that we can all change these things. But I really believe after a certain point, it's going to be up to youth to create what they envision and what they dream. And we're doing that now. So we got to just keep doing what we're already doing.
Do you have a young person in your life that you have a role model in? Just tell us about your role models.
My role models. Did you say a young person that I have a role model in?
I like any other role models.
I'm very blessed. I nerded out from like a young age. Like whenever I feel like I've always had this like weird thing where I just feel like an old soul in like a kid body, and I just sit and listen to people. And so,
I feel bad.
it's really real. I love listening. So I have lots of mentors and friends and support in many different industries and communities who have helped me to understand the intersectionality and complexity of these systems and like what's happening and the nuance and allowed me to learn with them and be awkward with them and like just feel and think. So the first person I think of is like Dr. Kizzy Lopez out of California State University, Fresno, just is now beginning another teaching career at Fresno Pacific University. But I know when I was a very young college student, that was a youth that I connected with that really developed me and is like now a friend that I love dearly. So I definitely will plug her.
I love these stories.
Yeah, she trains youth right now that are coming through FPU specifically from a womanist perspective on like how to be a social worker and how to engage youth and help them to understand their power and their truth and what they can do in their communities through their families and through their own autonomy. So yeah, shout out to Dr. Kizzy Lopez.
All right, last question. What do you say to young people who think that their vote doesn't matter?
Oh, that's a loaded one. I have so many emotions. It's a lie. It is a lie. We are coming out of a generation, all of our parents are amazing, our family is amazing. Sometimes it's not, and it's okay to like admit that and work through that. But we are coming into a generation of feeling and being authentic, and like we've seen people before us that were persecuted for that, right? Like, you know, when we're like hearing old people or elders talk about being hippies and, you know, protesting, it was looked at as like, oh my God, that's crazy. And nowadays, like, it's all about feeling into yourself and like understanding what you need and what you want and where you're at. So when I hear people say that my vote doesn't matter, I'm just like, who told you that? And like, why do you believe it? Because I can explain to you exactly like our democratic process, and I think you would understand that your vote really does matter. And like, we all need to be out here voting. Please vote. Please vote. We have a lot of change to make happen. So I encourage young people to understand that the world is their actual oyster. You can do whatever you want.
And please vote.
Yeah, vote.
All right, that's a wrap. Thank you.
Thank you.